Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back for another episode of I Saw It on Pinterest. So I have picked out, let me get my iPad fired up here. This make today by Henrietta Van Mierlo. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And this is a folio that she made, but I'm going to make it so that it will work inside of a journal. And let's see if I go to, she does have a blog spot. And this is the home page, and it looks like that this particular folio she made back in 2020. So you can see it's a really cute little folio. And what I'm going to be concentrating on is this little piece right here, which she made. It's kind of like a little folder, ephemera folder, that has all kinds of little different bits and pieces in it. And I am going to make something similar to this, but I'm not going to put anything on the inside except for writing space. My focus is going to be on this particular make right here. So I'm going to set my iPad to the side and we will get started. I have a bunch of stuff pulled out for us to use, and I need to grab my, I just noticed as I was looking at that pen that I didn't grab my measuring tape stuff. This stuff, it's just stored in this little tin, but it's this stuff. It's a little measuring tape, and I need a piece of that. So for the base, and this is all gonna go in my journal that I'm working on, which is neutrals, and it's a tall, skinny journal. You may have seen it when I showed it in the No Digitals Allowed, the cover. And the digitals that I'm using, you can see, are all neutral base. And I've got my signatures put together now, so I'll be putting this all together soon. But I've taken some of the ephemera pieces from the kit, and I'm going to incorporate those into this make. And this kit is by, I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I just printed it. You would think I could remember. Do I have a full sheet left that maybe has it on there? I don't think so. I think I've got everything up. I will link it in the box, but it's just a really pretty digital kit. It has a lot of religious images in it, like Madonnas and churches and things like that. It has all the things I like, actually. Birds, keys, butterflies, Madonnas. I love religious architecture, and so that was why I picked this kit. And I wanted to do a kit that was neutral, or a journal that is all neutral. So everything that I have in here, you can see, has some beautiful cathedrals in here. So yeah, it's going to be completely in a neutral palette. So, beautiful flowers. So, that's it in a quick flip through, and I'll show you more details as we get into it. And I think the tag that I made for the No Digitals Allowed, this one, is going to go really well in here. So, yeah, I need some more ephemera. So that's what we're going to work on today. So my base, I am going to make out of this brown packing paper. And so I need to decide how wide and tall I want it. So it can't be any wider than 4.5 inches. And I believe this measurement is like 9.5. It is. So I can't go any wider than 4.5 inches. But I want it to flip back. And I also want it to flip up. So let me find a piece here and cut this down to a more workable size, and then we'll straighten it all up and everything. Amy with Crafty Cat has been making journals out of this, and I thought, well, I have a ton of that too I need to get rid of. So let's use that. I needed something kind of craft colored, so I thought this would work as well as anything. Alright, so if I make, it may take me a minute to figure this out because I didn't do it ahead of time. No, I want it to go this way so that I can flip it over this way and flip it up. Okay, so I'm gonna, for the moment, fold it this way so I can fit it in my trimmer and get it all squared up. So that's gonna be our first order of business. Alright, and let me get my trimmer. And I'm just going to put this in here and get it squared up. And then it'll be a lot easier to work with. Alright. This is going to go kind of slow at first, but then I'm hoping it will. Alright, so this way, if I fold it in half, what do I have? Okay, that's 4 inches, so that'll work. And then if I fold it on this crease, and then I fold it back this way. I'm probably going to have to turn this down a little bit. that gives me that little pocket. But that's not going to give me even on the back side. Okay. If I fold it in half, okay guys, I'm confusing myself. Alright, I'm going to fold it in half this way. I'll get it in a minute. And then fold it back. It's going to be too small. Alright, so let's do it the other way. We're going to have a lot of wrinkles in here by the time we're done. So I fold it this way. Okay. And then I fold it back. And then fold this up. Still not right, guys. What am I doing? There we go. I don't know why I was making that so difficult. Alright, so how wide is that? It's a little bit too wide. So I'm going to trim a little bit off here and then refold it. Yet again, we're going to refold it. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, that's about 4 inches, so that's going to work. Okay, so there's our base, finally. So see, what you have is you have this little notch here, you have a pocket here, and then when you open it up, you have 2 pockets. Okay? After all that struggle, and I'm sure I confused you completely. Straighten this up. Alright, now before I glue anything down, I want to cover this and I want to cover this. And for that, I'm going to use this scrapbook paper. And it's just got random little handwritten stuff on it. And it's all different directions, so it's not directional at all. So I'm going to cut a piece to put here, and I'm going to leave just a little bit of the craft showing, so I want it to be about that wide. And then I want it to be about that high. So let's trim that. And this is why I wasn't worried about putting all those folds in that paper, because I knew I was going to cover it anyway. Alright, so there's that piece, and then let's go ahead and do this one while we got the trimmer. So for this one, we want it about this wide and here. Okay, so that one will go here, just like that. And this one will go here. And that'll strengthen up the little folio a lot. Alright, so let's glue those in. I'm not going to ink around these background pages, but I will ink the ephemera. Apparently I have ink all over my glue stick. Try to get that kind of even and straight. I'm going to unfold this because I think it'll be easier to put that in there. Alright, so there is that part. Now we're going to make the ephemera to go on the inside, and most of it's already made because it was in the kit. And I've already done all the fussy cutting and everything, so we just got some inking to do. However, we need to address this little part. And they have like a piece of fabric and then something over that. So for the fabric piece, I have this little scripty fabric. So I'm going to rip it down to the size that I need. And I'm going to glue it on with, right now, just glue stick because I think I'm going to sew it. So I'm not going to sew or glue down any of the pockets or anything until I do that, or determine if I'm going to do that. So for now, I'm just going to stick it down. And then they have like a little piece of something on that, and I thought this would be cute, but it may be too big. So if I trim it, kind of as far down as I can. Yeah, I think that'll work. And I'm going to put a little rounded corner on there. It's just a little 1/4 inch round. And then I'm going to stamp a 1/2 butterfly. Do I want black? No, I think I want potting soil. Okay, so there's that, and we're going to grunge it up with some ink. And I'm going to use Gather Twigs. I'm just going to do it all over because I do not want it to be white. Then I think I'm going to take my little paper distresser, go around the edges, and then I'm going to do the edges darker with like maybe scorched timber. I'm really going to chew up the edges here. Put some wrinkles in there. Actually, I think I'm going to leave them like that. All right, so let's glue that down. Actually, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. And I don't think I'm going to sew around that, so I think I will go ahead and glue that pocket shut. I don't think it needs it. Glue this one as well. while we're at it. Give this some good smush down, since we know now that that's where we want our seams to be. And of course this will be covered as well, so we won't see all that folding I did. Alright, so next we're gonna fill our pockets. So we've got one here, we've got one there. So I've got a couple of little just blank tags. Actually, I think I have some of these that are more grungy than this. Let me reach over here to my little spinny thingy. Yep. Let's take some of these that are already grungy. So I have like a little spinny, it's like a little spinny jewelry display thing. And it has several things that I've already made that are sitting on it for me to grab when I'm ready to use them. I think this one, can I get to this one easily? Probably not, because that's the one I want. I think I'm just going to cut it off and retie and be quicker. So yeah, if those little racks come in really handy if you're, you know, making ephemera ahead of time. Could definitely hang stuff on them. Alright, so those will go down in the little pocket. You retie this if I can. And ink around the edges. I do have a video, I believe, on how I made these. It would be in the Wednesday Grunge Play playlist. Okay, and this is also where this is going to go. And actually, this bigger one's going to go in this one, and the smaller one goes in that one. And then we're going to put some of this little measuring tape. And kind of straighten it out and then fold it. easier said than done. Here's my little squisher. See if we can not the ideal way to store that, I guess, but that's the way that it came when I bought it in that little tin. So I'll try to fold it one more time. Maybe that'll help it some. Alright, so that's going to go down in there. And then we have some labels. So I've got a couple of labels. And let me just trim those and ink those up. Did I ask everyone how they were doing? I hope you're doing well. I just jumped right in there, didn't I? This is my favorite video of the week, you guys. I love this series. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. I like seeing, I don't like the way I did that. And I don't know that I can get any of it off because it's a digital and I'm afraid it's going to mess it up. Let me dry that real quick. Because my printer is not, the ink is not water resistant, so it makes weird. You know, it makes the ink run. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a little better, not a lot. I may have to switch that one out. I'm sure I have another one of this because it's Tracy Fox. So that goes in there. And then I have this one that is Shappy Dabby Doodah. And it really wouldn't matter what kind of labels you put in here. It's just to kind of decorate the pocket up. And lastly, we need to put one of our little digitals from the kit. And I think I'm going to do this one. With this Madonna and these wonderful numbers on here. So that will go down in there. Is it too wide? No, it'll work. I wanted you to be able to see it. There we go. So maybe we'll put that other label in this pocket. Alright, and then the rest of the stuff is just going to be inked up and put in there. This is just a little, like, folder kind of thing. They can write on the inside. I'll put that here. And I'll just smush my tag back there. And this is also in the kit. that in there. And this is as well. Stick that in there. And then this is a Tim Holtz die cut butterfly. And it's the ones that are on the sturdier kind of baseboard kind of thing. And so I'm just going to stick it in there as it is. And that way, whoever gets the journal can use it however they want to. And lastly, I have some tickets. And I have two different colors. I think I want this one. I'm going to age those up. And put them in here. So you can see, I mean, you can load these up with as much stuff as you want to. And the last thing I want to do is I just want to kind of tear this into what could be used as something to journal on the back of. This is out of my German autograph book, and it is original. And it is from 1917, and it's on really cool paper, and the writing on it is just incredible. And so I wanted to just include this in here. And I'm just going to fold it and stick it in. And there we go. And like I said, you would cover this as well. I didn't prepare a piece for that. I should have, but I did not. I don't think I have anything close at hand that I can use for that. Actually, I probably do. I'm probably telling a story considering I have a whole stack of neutrals. Should we use some music? Yeah, let's do that. We'll go ahead and do the back as well. I'm just going to flip that over. And actually I'm going to cut it because I cut the other side. So if I cut it there, cut it there. And then I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do on the inside as well. I probably will not put any additional ephemera in there. I might put a couple of little just papers that you can write on down in the pockets, and maybe put something on the pockets themselves, or I could just leave it and just put something right on in the pockets. At this point, I'm undecided. Don't put that upside down. All right. Okay, so there is that. And see, this is what we have to deal with on the inside. Is we have the two pockets here, and we have the brown paper here. And I'm thinking just cover this whole thing with something to write on and not even worry about the pockets on the inside. But I'll make that decision when I actually decide where it's going to go in the journal. Because obviously it's not real bulky, but it does have a little bit of bulk. But I could see something like this going in the center, like in the center of your signature. So hopefully this will fit on a page, and it will. So if I went to the center, excuse me, of the first signature, which in this case is some French documents, then it would go, and actually I couldn't do it in the center because my center pages in this particular journal are not as wide as the regulars. But if I went to, it'd look good on that page that has the big old flower on it. If you put it somewhere like here, that would look really good. So we'll see. But that's another piece of ephemera done for this particular journal. So I hope you guys like that. And thanks for watching, everybody. And welcome new subscribers. I'm glad to have you. And I hope that I can pass on some useful information for you guys. And to everyone who is watching, I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you back tomorrow for the 50 Stack Challenge 4. Until then, everybody have a good evening. Bye.